Beneath the howling winds of life's tempests, ancient oaks stand unbowed, their roots clawing deep into the earth. They do not resist the storm, they endure it, shaped but unbroken by its fury. So too is the human spirit when tempered in the forge of adversity. To declare oneself weak is to mistake untrained potential for absence of strength. The blacksmith does not curse raw iron for being malleable. He heats, hammers, and refines it until it becomes a blade. Modernity whispers lies of inadequacy amid distractions that dull our resolve. Yet within each of us lies dormant power waiting to be cultivated through discipline. At the heart of you are not weak. You are untrained lies a truth as old as the Stoic sages who first gazed upon the turbulence of existence with unblinking eyes. Strength is not innate but forged. The dichotomy of control teaches us to distinguish between what we can shape and what we must surrender to fate. Like a ship's rudder in a squall, our will remains sovereign even as chaos churns around us. To love one's fate, amor fati, is to embrace every trial as an opportunity, every setback as instruction. Consider the sculptor chiseling away at marble, revealing the form hidden within. Each blow is deliberate, each imperfection a guide toward refinement. So it is with the human soul. Adversity sculpts virtue from raw potential. The cardinal virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are the tools by which this transformation occurs. Wisdom discerns the path forward, courage emboldens action, justice aligns deeds with universal harmony, and temperance restrains excess. Together, they serve as the compass guiding us through life's labyrinthine challenges. Yet these virtues are not gifts bestowed but muscles developed through practice. A farmer tills his field daily, knowing no harvest comes without labor. Similarly, self-mastery demands consistent effort, for desire often clouds reason and illusion masquerades as truth. The battle between comfort and duty is eternal, yet only through disciplined resistance do we uncover our latent strength. To say you are untrained is not condemnation but liberation, a recognition that growth is always possible if pursued with intention. This journey requires humility, for acknowledging ignorance precedes wisdom. It demands patience, for mastery unfolds over seasons, not moments. And above all, it calls for perseverance, for storms may rage longer than expected, but their fury cannot outlast the resolve of those committed to becoming more than they were yesterday. In the dim glow of a soldier's tent, amid the clamor of war and the weight of an empire, Marcus Aurelius penned his meditations, not for fame or legacy, but as a private reckoning with the storms of his own soul. His words echo across centuries not because they were born of ease, but because they were forged in the crucible of adversity. Imagine him, the emperor-philosopher, writing by flickering lamplight while distant battles raged. He did not succumb to despair. Instead, he transformed hardship into clarity, reminding himself, and now us, that the obstacle is the way. Such is the essence of resilience, to meet life's trials not as burdens, but as teachers. Consider too the Stoic farmer who tills barren soil under a relentless sun. The earth cracks beneath his feet, and the sky offers no rain. Yet he does not curse the heavens or abandon his work. Instead, he digs deeper, plants more deliberately, and trusts that roots strengthened by struggle will endure when abundance returns. Winter frost tests those roots, pressing them to their limits. Yet it is this very cold that ensures only the hardiest survive. Adversity strips away the superfluous, leaving behind what is essential, a truth mirrored in nature's cycles and in the human spirit. Or take the blacksmith once more, whose forge glows white-hot with purpose. Each strike of the hammer shapes the metal, each plunge into water tempers its strength. Without heat and pressure, there would be no blade worthy of bearing. So it is with us. Life's challenges are the fire and quenching bath that refine our character. To shrink from these forces is to remain unformed, a lump of raw potential. To embrace them is to become something enduring, something capable of cutting through chaos with precision and grace. Even the unlit lamp holds within it the promise of illumination. It requires only oil and flame to fulfill its purpose. Likewise, every human being carries within them the capacity for greatness, though it may lie dormant until stirred by effort and resolve. Fate places obstacles in our path not to break us, but to reveal what we are made of. When drought parches the fields, it teaches patience and resourcefulness. When storms batter the shore, they carve beauty into jagged cliffs. And when misfortune strikes, it asks whether we will crumble like sandcastles or stand firm like stone. These parables remind us that resilience is not merely surviving difficulty, but transforming it into wisdom, courage, and virtue. They call upon us to see adversity not as punishment, but as preparation, for fate sharpens the blade it intends to use. To live in accordance with nature is to align oneself with the rhythms of existence, both external and internal. The Stoics understood this harmony as a sacred task, one that requires daily vigilance and deliberate action. Just as rivers carve valleys over millennia through persistent flow, so too must we cultivate habits that shape our character over time. Each morning presents an opportunity to begin anew, to step into the arena of life fortified by reflection and resolve. This is not a call to passive acceptance, but to active engagement, a disciplined practice of turning inward to confront the self while stepping outward to meet the world. Journaling becomes a cornerstone of this endeavor, serving as both mirror and guide. By committing thoughts to paper, we strip away illusion and confront truth. What fears linger beneath the surface? What desires pull us off course? These questions demand answers, for clarity precedes growth. Imagine yourself as a gardener tending to your inner landscape, uprooting weeds of doubt and planting seeds of virtue. Each entry in your journal is a deliberate act of cultivation, ensuring that your mind remains fertile ground for wisdom rather than overrun by chaos. Seneca once wrote, "He who looks ahead is saved from wandering aimlessly." Journaling allows us to look ahead, charting a course through the day's uncertainties with reason as our compass. Premeditation of adversity further sharpens the blade of resilience. Picture the blacksmith rehearsing each strike before it lands, envisioning how the metal will yield under pressure. In much the same way, we prepare ourselves for life's inevitable trials by contemplating their possibility. Visualize setbacks, not with dread, but with resolve. Ask yourself, how would I respond if my plans unraveled? If betrayal or loss befell me? Such exercises inoculate the soul against shock, teaching it to bend without breaking. Like soldiers drilling in peacetime, we fortify our spirits so that when conflict arises, we are ready. This mental armor transforms fear into fuel, equipping us to face whatever comes with steady hands and clear eyes. Mindfulness anchors these practices, rooting us in the present moment where life unfolds. To live according to nature means to embrace its impermanence, to see each breath as a gift and each heartbeat as a reminder of our fleeting mortality. Consider the river flowing ceaselessly toward the sea. It does not resist its current nor lament its destination. It simply moves forward, adapting to every twist and turn along its path. So must we adapt, surrendering attachment to outcomes while remaining steadfast in effort. Mindfulness trains us to notice the subtle shifts within and around us, fostering awareness of what truly matters. Is this thought constructive or destructive? Does this action align with virtue or vice? These reflections keep us tethered to purpose even amid life's turbulence. Yet beware complacency, for Stoicism is not a doctrine to be admired from afar, but a discipline to be lived fully. A sword left idle grows dull, muscles unused atrophy. Daily rituals, whether meditation, exercise, or acts of kindness, are the whetstones upon which we hone our strength. They remind us that philosophy exists not for debate, but for application. Without consistent effort, even the noblest ideals crumble into hollow words. Thus, we rise early, greet the dawn with gratitude, and set about the work of becoming better today than we were yesterday. We build walls of habit brick by brick until they form an unshakable fortress of character. Living in accordance with nature also means recognizing our place within the larger tapestry of existence. The stars above follow their courses, the seasons succeed one another, and all things play their part in the grand design. So too must we fulfill our roles with dignity and diligence, contributing to the common good rather than retreating into selfishness. Justice flows naturally from this understanding, binding individuals together in mutual respect and shared purpose. When we act justly, we harmonize with the universe itself, finding meaning in service to something greater than ourselves. The journey through You Are Not Weak, You Are Untrained has been one of revelation and refinement, a path illuminated by the enduring torch of Stoic wisdom. From the storms that test ancient oaks to the forge where iron becomes steel, we have explored the essence of resilience, not as some innate quality bestowed upon the fortunate, but as a deliberate cultivation of strength born from discipline, effort, and purpose. We have seen how adversity shapes character like winter frost hardening roots, how fate serves not as tyrant but teacher, and how daily practices anchor us in the eternal rhythms of nature. Each step along this road reveals the same truth. Within every untrained soul lies latent potential waiting to be awakened. To embrace this philosophy is to reject the lie of inadequacy whispered by modernity's distractions and illusions. It is to recognize that life's challenges are not punishments but provocations, to rise, to grow, to transform. The dichotomy of control reminds us what lies within our power. Amor fati teaches us to love even the hardest lessons, and the cardinal virtues provide the tools for navigating existence with dignity and resolve. These principles are not abstract ideals but practical guides, forged in the fire of human experience and proven timeless by their ability to sustain those who wield them. Yet knowing is not enough. Philosophy must walk hand in hand with action, or it becomes mere theory, a blade never drawn from its scabbard. To live according to nature is to embody these teachings daily, to till the soil of your mind with journaling, temper your spirit with premeditation of adversity, and align your steps with mindfulness. It is to see each moment as an opportunity to practice virtue, each obstacle as a chance to sharpen your resolve. This is no easy task, for complacency whispers seductively, urging us to rest when progress demands persistence. But remember, the farmer who abandons his fields will find only weeds, and the blacksmith who neglects his forge produces nothing of worth. Thus, I call upon you now to take up the mantle of your inner philosopher king. Life does not ask permission before testing your mettle. It places trials before you without regard for convenience or comfort. Will you meet these moments as clay, shaped passively by external forces, or as the potter, molding yourself with intention and purpose? Will you allow fear and doubt to dictate your course, or will you steer your ship with reason as your rudder, charting a path through chaos toward flourishing, eudaimonia? Let this be your challenge, to view every setback as instruction, every hardship as training, and every day as a blank canvas upon which to paint your highest self. Be the sculptor chiseling away at imperfection, the farmer tending to his crops despite drought, the blacksmith forging strength from heat and pressure. Do not shrink from effort, for it is through exertion that we uncover our true capacities. And do not despair when progress seems slow, for mastery unfolds over seasons, not moments. The answer must come from within you. Will you remain unformed, content to drift on life's currents, or will you seize the reins of your destiny and shape yourself into something enduring, something extraordinary? The choice is yours alone. Will you meet fate as clay, or as the potter?